Alright guys, here's the video for most wonderful time of the year. And if you notice, I have the chord chart right here. And there's one piece that we're going to cover in here that is not correct in the chord chart, and I'll change that right after this video. So it will be correct. So at the beginning, the key of D. So the whole top part, we're just holding on an A, and what you can do is just do the 1 and the 5 in the bass, and do a D chord in the top hand. Just maybe walk that up the scale if you want. A, B minor, A, B minor, A, B minor, A, B minor, A. You can walk that all the way up. It's really fun to do. Or you can just hold this D. And I challenge you guys, know the scale of each of these songs. Know the scale of every one of these songs and what keys are appropriate for this song. Go. So let's get into it. Here we go. So we hold this A, the whole intro there. And the way you read this chart is the A, and it goes for 3 dashes. Each of those 3 dashes is a count. So A, 2, 3, 4, another 1, 2, 3, and then we go to the verse. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So you notice I'm playing the chords on each beat. That's because that's how fast the rhythm is. And so we have a D to a B minor to a E minor to a A, and then it repeats it. What's cool with these types of chords, you can get really creative in the inversions. Inversion would be D, and then move the D up, and then move the F sharp up. So learn your inversions with all of these chords. If you see a B minor on the scale, and there's another one, let's see, A. And just practice that all over the keyboard. So let's go through this. And then with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you'll be of good cheer. Okay, so let's just walk through those. That's the next line after the verse. So we got a G to an E minor. And you know what you don't want to do is you don't want to do this. Just the root pattern of each one. You don't want to do that. It doesn't fit with how the song's supposed to sound. So that's where the inversions come in. That's where the scale comes in. So make sure you guys know that. So let's walk through some of these patterns that I'm using. So with the kids, I'm having an inversion on that G. And then all I have to do to go to that E minor is switch this finger and this finger. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you'll be of good cheer. B diminished, and I'm just adding a 7th. It's the most wonderful time. And here's that chord. You'll see the 3rd line. It shouldn't be a D, it should be a F of the year. It should be a F major 9. F, C, F, and then you can smash the G and the A with your thumb, and then you have a C, an E, and an F, or you can play a G, or you can play the A and double that too. So that's a big chord, so let's spell that again. F, C, F, smash it with your thumb, C, and an A, or you can, instead of playing the C, you can play an E and an A. It's a really open sounding, cool chord. So let's take it from the verse. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And just that little lick that I did, it's not really a lick, it's all in the chord. And I was just creating a melody just in playing it. I wasn't even thinking about it. Just in knowing my inversions, I'm playing a melody in that to make the song sound like a song instead of just a chord pattern. instead of just that, I'm doing go belling and everyone telling you'll be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, so that A, I was just doing an A sus. It's the happiest season along, with the holiday people and friends come to call. It's the most wondrous season of all. Okay, when we get to the second verse, you'll see the third line is an A minor. So instead of just playing this, you can do that if that's all that you can do, but if you want to challenge yourself, do an A minor 7th. A, C, E, G. Okay, so let's play that third line in the verse. A, F sharp minor, B minor, E minor. Just sounds a lot more full. And I'm playing, instead of just an octave in the bass, I'm playing the 1 and the 5. It's a very simple pattern. And then to your D7, it's right there. Another way you can play that is if you wanted to play a more jazzy or gospel type of A minor chord. You'll be seeing some similarities in some of these chords. It's because they're so close. So just play A in the bass, G, B, C, E. Okay, G, B, C, E. Get that feel. You actually move this pattern up the scale. Just go up a half step each note and try, see what that feels like. These are called major 7th chords or minor 7th chords. So there's your A, minor 7th, G, B, C, E. Okay? And then all we're going to do is move our thumb from this G to the F. And when we do that, this A on the bottom is going to go up to a D. And that's an alternate way you can play that. So let's go to that third line in the second verse again. Holiday people. It's kind of a little cool jazzy way to play that. So the second verse, third line, A, F sharp minor, B, E minor to the A minor, da, 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 da. There'll be, and then this is a cool little lick that a lot of people use. It's just a walk up. So your bottom note is going G, G sharp, A, B minor. G, G sharp, A, B minor. That's what your left hand's doing, all in octaves. Okay, so G, E over G sharp, A, B minor, E minor, A to the D. And you're noticing my right hand is staying majority in this area. I'm not moving all over the keyboard because I want to keep it centralized. The vocal melody is doing a lot. So learn those inversions. Don't just play a G here. Know that you can move that G up and play it here. Because when you do, you're going to go to an E chord, the next chord on that chorus. After that G is an E chord. And instead of thinking, I got to move up to this E, watch this. There's an E right there. And all I'm doing is an inversion of E. If I take this G sharp down, if I take this E down, there's my E chord. Move it back up. So it keeps my hands centralized. Okay, second line of the chorus, you'll notice some alternate chords. We have a B flat to a G minor, to an A minor, to a F, to a G, to a G sharp, to an A. Okay, that's a very unique line, and it's based off of, so we're in the key of D, it's based off flat chords in that key. Flat 6, minor 4, minor 5, minor 3, flat 3. Okay, so those are all some theory things you can look up on your own time. So let's walk through this from the verse all the way through the chorus. Okay, here we go. Verse. It's the most Verse, the last one, and you'll notice it's the same exact pattern. Okay, so learn your D, B minor, E, A, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1. You'll hear those in a lot of music. You can even use that pattern to your E minor. Let me show you that. D, B, and then E minor, A7. 11. Okay, so here it is again. E minor, you have your E in the bass, G, B, D with your minor 7 in there, and with a 9, F sharp. And then all you're going to do is go up to your A. When you do that, move your ring finger, or however you're going to play it, middle finger, you can move it down to the C sharp. And that's your A, it's your A9, okay? And we're adding a 13 in there. That F sharp. Just hold that F sharp. And then we're going to a D, and when we do, we'll leave this finger on the B, we'll leave the C sharp on there, we'll move F sharp, and we'll move to E. So, this. We'll keep the B and the C sharp right here, and we'll move our outside structure. We'll move these two to the F sharp and the E. So here it is again, real slow. And I'm rolling it with my hand. And it sounds really cool when you move it. Practice that a couple times. You can use that in the outro. You can use that. Let's see, where's the other 2, 5, 1 is in the verse. They're all over the place. D, B minor, E, A, D, B minor, E, A. You don't want to use it every time because people get sick of hearing it. That's the most wonderful time of the year. Hope you guys enjoyed it.